welcome back to another weekend deal update. This week we've been working, putting some great miles in the Velocity Nitro 3. I'm going to take it out this afternoon in the pouring rain. It's supposed to be raining, and see how this Puma grip is, if it lives up to the hype. Let me know all of your final questions on this and I will include them in the full review. So you know the drill, guys. We got the 10 best running shoe deals that I can find. As I mentioned last week, from this point on, I'm going to have all of these deals on Supwell. So I will put the link in the description below. Every day I'm updating the best new deals that I find, and if you want to help me crowdsource the best deals out there, you can email me at yoanna@supwell.io or shoot me a note on Instagram, and I'll make sure to get the link switched in onto Supwell that has the lowest price on that shoe. And also, if you're shopping for a shoe, make sure to check out the running shoe matcher tool if you haven't yet, which will match you with the best running shoe for you based on your goals and preferences. And I also added a My Picks tab to Supwell so you can see my favorite 10 running shoes on the market. So no matter how you like to shop, there's something for you on Supwell. That's where you're going to find your next running shoe. All right, guys, let's get into it. First up here today, we have what I think might be the most perfect running shoe deal out there. And the reason that it's perfect is because there are 4 major issues or complaints that I hear about running shoes. It's that they're too firm, they're too narrow, they're too expensive, and the drop is too high. If you look at the comments of the Puma Velocity First Run video that I did earlier this week, you'll find all of those comments. People are worried the foam is too firm underfoot. They're mad at Puma for raising the price $10 to $130. This shoe right here solves all of those issues. It is the Ultra Vanish Tempo. It usually retails for $170, but right now it's on sale for $100. So this might be the best running shoe buy out there right now, and that's why I'm highlighting it first in the batting order here. So this has 0 drop. So for everyone out there who thinks 10 millimeters is a little bit too high, and I agree sometimes, I think 6 is probably the sweet spot, but this has a low drop. It has a nice, soft and bouncy, super critical foam. I believe it's a TPEE like Adidas use. You can correct me in the comments if you know if it's a different polymer. And it has a wide toe box, so it's not going to be squishing your feet if you have a big old American foot like me. Now this is Ultra's fast training counterpart to the Ultra Vanish Carbon. Ultra Vanish Carbon 2 is actually going to be coming out this year. Looks like a really competitive update to their race day shoe, and Ultra doesn't have a plated training shoe, so this slots in to compete with those shoes like the Boston 12, the Speed 3, the SC Trainer, and the DV8 Nitro. At $100, this is awesome value. You could use it as a daily trainer. You can use it as more of an up-tempo shoe. You might need to take some time to get adjusted to that 0 drop. I wouldn't recommend running all of your runs in it right away, but if you have tried lower drop platforms before, like the Saucony Endorphin Shift 3, this might work for you. And it looks pretty sweet, so if it doesn't hit for running, you can use it for the gym and of course casual wear. I think it would actually look pretty sweet with a nice chunky hoodie like this one. You come for the shoe deals, you stay for the menswear tips. All right, guys, next up we have the New Balance Rebel V3. Now this one hit last week for $65, and I was so excited about the deal. I blasted it out on the YouTube comment section. I put it on Instagram, and I know some of you guys out there, Barry, you picked it up, Victor, you picked it up, so there's still some availability left. I don't think they have all the sizes, and especially in that white and silver colorway, which you guys are so excited about. I think they only have size 8 to 9, and then maybe some of the bigger sizes, but there still is some availability in the black and green, some availability in the black and purple. So I'll go ahead and pick these up while it lasts, because I don't think we're going to see this too much longer for the next few weeks. Now what the shoe is it's a lightweight, speed-oriented shoe, so very flexible platform, really nice natural feeling, but the difference is to a lot of natural feeling shoes, it's paired with this super soft and bouncy foam in the New Balance Fuel Cell. Fuel Cell is one of my favorite training shoe foams of the past year, if not my favorite, and that's one of the reasons I named the Rebel V3 my favorite running shoe of 2023. It just has a nice combination of being fast and comfortable, something that I highlighted in my SC Trainer V2 review and in the comparison to the Boston 12. If you look at a foam like this, it's not going to beat you up as much when you're running slow versus a more speed-oriented foam like what we see in the Adidas line of Adizero shoes. So great do-it-all shoe. This would be my top recommendation if you're training for a 5K or shorter distance race and you just want one shoe to do all the work. This or something like the Hoka Mach 5 would be great, and at $65, no better deal out there on the market right now. Get it while you can. Also, by the way, new for this week, I'm going to try to put the deal links in the YouTube cards, either up here or here or down here, somewhere. Charlie told me I needed to start doing this, so I'm going to try to put the links directly on this video somewhere around my body here. If I do it, I'll let you know in the description how long it takes. I feel like I'm gonna be needing to hack the mainframe to do this. I'm not an expert with all the YouTube tricks. I don't do any of this, but I'm gonna try to do it for you guys. Let me know if it makes the shopping experience a little bit easier. All right, guys, next up here, we have the Nike Pegasus for $70. So this is a sleeper shoe for the best running shoe for beginners. I actually think it might be the best running shoe for beginners out there. It has a decent cushioning underfoot. It's not gonna be too max stack, which I don't think is the best thing for a brand new runner to be running in a max stack every day. It has enough protection for those shorter runs, and then if you want something that blends lifestyle, everyday use, and running, this is also a perfect shoe. I love the styling on some of these colorways here. This is the Pegasus 39, which is same midsole as the 40, but I think this is the best colorway they've come out with the Pegasus in the past 2 years. I'm hoping they have some good ones that hit in the 41. Now, don't mistake its good looks for not being a performance shoe with some true character to it. I put over 100 miles in this shoe in my last half marathon training build. I used it, I think, every Wednesday when I was doing my steadier run. So starting out at around 7:30 pace, working down to half marathon pace, even 6 flat. And this thing could handle all of that work on those days when I was wanting to run a little bit faster. This can really do the trick. It's also a super comfortable shoe. I never untie it. I leave it always like this with these laces tied like this, even when I'm running at half marathon pace, and it does the trick. So very simple shoe, not a lot of bells and whistles. Shout out to my guy Zach, who loves those shoes too. Super nice padding out here on the back, and a great travel shoe too. So at $70, man, you got nothing to lose. Everyone needs a Nike Peg in their rotation. All right, guys, next up here we have the On Cloudmonster for $125. This usually sells for $170, so this is a pretty deep discount. I believe the Cloudmonster 2 is going to be coming out soon because on Running Warehouse, they only have these very limited sizes, very limited colorways of this, which makes me think that the Cloudmonster 2, which I was able to see at the running event, will be coming in the next few months. Now, I like to say that I vote with my miles, meaning that if I own a shoe and I'm running in it a lot, I really like that shoe and I endorse that shoe. You can see here with this Cloudmonster, I have voted with my miles. I have beat the heck out of this thing. The outsole is completely torched on the back here. And look at this pod here. I'll throw up a picture of a brand new Cloudmonster in the back so you can see what these pods are supposed to look like. But this thing is just completely smushed. I put 250 plus miles on this before I decided to use it for casual wear because, again, I like how it looks. And then I play soccer in the backyard with my daughter in this thing now. Very versatile shoe in terms of the running capabilities of it. I used it for long runs during my Charlotte 2022 marathon build. I took it up to 16 miles, I believe, up to 2 hours. I used it for shorter runs with strides. I think I might have even done some fartlek style workouts in it. So it can handle a variety of pieces. It has a cushioned but a little bit of firmer feeling because of what you're getting with this plastic speedboard down here. And it is one of the few shoes I would truly use the word snappy to describe. And what I mean by that is, look at this. It will literally snap back because of that plastic plate. So if you want something that's good for everyday use, that looks really solid, and right now is not gonna break the bank, this is gonna be the best way to get your foot into an On shoe in 2024, $125 for the Cloudmonster. All right, guys, next up here, I want to highlight a shoe for the traditionalists out there, and that is going to be the Asics Gel-Cumulus 25. So Nike Pegasus is a good traditional running shoe if you like a little bit of a less cushion feel. This is more of a traditional shoe if you want a built-up, comfort-oriented traditional feel. So this one is $110 right now, usually retails at $140, and the prices have been cut to $110 for the past few weeks. So I believe the Gel-Cumulus 26, which I previewed on the channel a few months ago, will be coming out sometime this month or next. We'll have to wait and see. So Gel-Cumulus uses Asics FF Blast Plus foam. It's gonna be the same thing that is in that Nimbus. I put 300 miles in my Nimbus last year. It has a little bit more stack than the Cumulus, and I think the formulation might be maybe a little bit softer, but the foam is going to be really cushioned. It's not the fastest in the world, but very protective, very comfortable. I see this shoe on the feet a lot of people working in coffee shops, people who are standing around all day. This is a really good shoe for that. So if you want something that's going to be comfortable for all day wear or for everyday running miles, this is a good choice. It competes with shoes like the Hoka Clifton for context. So if you're familiar with that shoe and you want to try something a little bit different that's going to be cheaper, I would go for this Cumulus for $110. All right, guys, next up here, I want to highlight a stability shoe because I don't always highlight stability shoes in these roundups, and we have the Puma Foreverrun Nitro for $105. Now, this is a shoe that uses a more mild approach to stability, just has a little bit more of a heel support out in the back, which is similar to that Saucony Endorphin Shift 3 that you've heard me talk about so much. If you need a new stability shoe that's on the cushion side but is not super heavy, this is a great choice. So it could be used for a daily trainer, it could be used for relaxed miles. It's not gonna be as fast as something like the Saucony Tempest, but for those everyday miles you want to just grind out in comfort, the Foreverrun Nitro is worth a buy. And I can attest, man, with this Velocity Nitro 3, I've been putting some miles in recently. Puma is onto something good with their new shoes. So this is a brand that I'm excited to see in 2024. All right, guys, next up we have the Nike InfinityRN 4 for $95. Now this shoe typically retails for $160, so $65 discount right now. This is Nike's comfort-oriented max cushion shoe. So they have the Invincible, which is their super soft, bouncy, almost a little bit of an uncontrolled ride. And then the InfinityRN is their more stable, a little bit more reined in style max cushion shoe. So what this is gonna offer is supreme comfort. It uses the React X foam, which is actually gonna be in the upcoming Pegasus, and I am super curious to see how it does in the Pegasus. It's gonna provide a ton of impact absorption, so particularly if you are a heavier runner or if you just want something that completely mutes the feel of the road coming through, this is a good choice. It is on the heavier side, so if you are a lighter runner or if you don't like the feeling of 10+ ounce shoes on your feet for everyday miles, I wouldn't suggest this. But if you are looking for something that's just super recovery oriented for those relaxed miles, maybe for everyday use, InfinityRN 4 is a great choice. All right, guys, next up we have the Nike Vomero 17 for $128. This was my sleeper pick for most underrated running shoe of 2023. And ever since I posted that video, man, streets have been talking. I'm not saying who. I've seen just a few more videos coming out about the Vomero. So I don't know what's going on. I got them bubbling. I got them talking. But Vomero is my favorite daily trainer right now. I'll let you know after I get these 100 miles in the Velocity Nitro 3 whether it can knock this off the perch. But what I love about this shoe so much is that it combines everything that we love about shoes in 2024. So soft foams, race day foams, bouncier feels, that protection with a more traditional take on a running shoe. So a flatter platform, a more flexible forefoot, and a super durable outsole. So this is the best of both worlds, right? You're still gonna get a little bit of that ground feel up front, but when you're running at a more relaxed pace, you get a ton of protection from this heel here. And as I mentioned, using a modern foam, top layer of ZoomX, bottom layer of Cushlon, and so that's a microcosm of what this shoe is, right? Combines the new with the old, and the result is just an awesome shoe that I am looking to take to hopefully the 400 mile club. I have 200 miles on it right now. I think 198 last time I checked Strava. I'm really hoping I can get some good miles in the shoe, but with all the awesome shoes I'm hoping to run in this year, I'm not sure if that's gonna work. But so far, this thing has been a dream through 200 miles. I would highly recommend it if you are looking for a natural feeling daily trainer that offers just a little bit more protection than something like the Convara or the Pegasus. All right, guys, next up we have the Hoka Rincon for $100. Now this is going to be a lighter weight daily trainer. It's almost like a simpler version of the Mach 5, which I absolutely loved. I put 300+ miles on the Mach 5. I actually recommended the Mach 5 yesterday to my guy Diego Ramirez, who is looking for a shoe to pair with the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3 as a heel striker for 5K training. So Rincon would also be a great shoe similar to the Mach 5 for that exact purpose. It has a decent amount of cushioning, nice lightweight feel. It can go fast, but enough protection and comfort for relaxed efforts. Now, one area of criticism I have seen with the Rincon is that it's not super durable. People say the same thing about the Mach 5 and Hoka shoes in general. I was able to take the Mach 5 up to 300+ miles. I have friends who've taken the Mach 5 to 500 miles. I know people who've taken the Rincon to 300 miles. So it's really going to depend on your foot strike, your wear pattern, and how comfortable you are running in these shoes once the foam has been a little bit compressed. And that's the thing that I've found with faster oriented shoes versus more relaxed running, slower oriented shoes. So in a comfortable cruiser that you're designed to go slow, like the Asics Gel-Cumulus 25, once that loses its protection characteristics, so once that feels like it's not giving me as much impact absorption, I don't want to run in it. And for that shoe, it happened at about 250 miles. Now, if we think about something like the Mach 5, that lost maybe a little bit of the pop at 200 miles, but when I was running fast, I still felt like it did everything I wanted it to do with the firmer layer of EVA, and it still had that nice rocker sensation. So with shoes like the Rincon and the Mach 5, you can squeeze a little bit more life out of them if you're using them for those faster days. That's my experience. I'd love to hear your take on it. When do you retire shoes? How do you feel about using shoes like the Mach 5 and the Rincon at that 300+ mile mark? It differs for everyone, and budget is also going to be a huge consideration here. But at $100, Rincon is a great buy. If it doesn't last till 250, 300, 350, you can retire it into casual use and you're not going to be breaking the bank for this shoe. All right, guys, last up here, we have the Atreyu Daily Trainer for $55. Now, Atreyu is a brand that I've highlighted in these roundups a lot because their whole mission is delivering runners simple and affordable shoes. So they're based out of Austin and they have, I think, only 4 or 5 different models. The Daily Trainer here is designed for everyday running. It uses a foam that's actually pretty similar to what's in that Hoka Mach 5, which is a supercritical EVA that has a solid outsole rubber covering here. So if you need a standard Daily Trainer but don't want to pay $140 for it, Atreyu is going to offer most of what you're getting from the mainstream market for this $55 price point. The durability should be on par with the market from the rubber, and the weight comes in at 9 ounces, which is again comparable with the rest of the market. So this is a super underrated brand, super underrated shoe. I'm hoping to get some miles in 1 or 2 of their models this year, but this is again another brand to watch out for in 2024. All right, guys, there you have it. Make sure to go to the Supwell site to see all the best deals, see my picks, take that running shoe matcher quiz to get matched with the best shoes for you. As always, really appreciate you watching, and I will be back tomorrow with another video.